What you are witnessing is a reunification between a mother and her 12-year-old daughter. The pair had been separated for over a month after they were detained for crossing the southern U.S. border with Mexico seeking asylum in the quote-unquote land of the free. The mother, Perla, told us that 3 days into their detention, she looked up and her daughter, Jocelyn, was gone. She said no one in the facility would tell her where her daughter was or why she was no longer with her. At that point, she didn't know if her daughter was dead or alive. Perla was deemed to have a valid asylum request, citing a credible fear of returning to her native Guatemala, and was released on a bond pending an official asylum hearing. But even after being released, Perla was not told where her daughter was or if she was okay or even alive. Nexus Services, a Verona-based company that is a leading provider in legal services for undocumented immigrants in the United States, heard about Perla's case and referred it to the Nexus Derechos Humanos civil rights law firm. Shortly thereafter, Nexus Derechos Humanos filed a lawsuit in federal court on Perla's behalf against U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions, the Department of Homeland Security, and several other government agencies demanding the immediate release of Perla's 12-year-old daughter, Jocelyn. Nexus was able to locate Perla's daughter. She was being held at the Bokenkamp Children's Shelter in Corpus Christi, Texas. Within days, the facility agreed to release Jocelyn on Friday, June 29, 2018. When that date arrived, the facility changed Jocelyn's release date to Tuesday, July 3, 2018. At that point, Breaking Through News got wind of what was going on, and we demanded answers. With help from our investigative team, we were able to locate the name, address, and vehicle of a caseworker at the Bokenkamp facility, whose signature alone could secure the release of 12-year-old Jocelyn immediately. Once I was sure that the facility wasn't going to release Jocelyn on Friday, within hours, I was on a plane to San Antonio, Texas. Once I touched down in San Antonio, I got in a rental car and drove 2 hours to Corpus Christi, where I hunkered down in a hotel for the night. Early Saturday morning, June 30th, I was outside of the caseworker's house with my cameras rolling and live streaming the front door of the caseworker's home as I attempted to make contact with her and find out why Jocelyn had not been released the day before. The caseworker did not answer the door. My guess was the reason they didn't release Jocelyn was because Bokenkamp, which is ran by a company named Upbring, receives over $150 a day for each child housed at their facility. A quick internet search revealed that a majority of those on Upbring's board of directors are former or current members of the financial sector, including CFOs, bankers, investors, and hedge fund managers. After an hour of standing in front of the caseworker's house, a Corpus Christi police officer approached me, and I explained to him that I just wanted answers and that I was on public property and was not disturbing the peace. The caseworker allowed the officer entry into her home. When he returned, he told me she does not want to talk to me. I told the officer that was fine, but I wasn't leaving.
For Bokenkamp.
So it is her home?
Yeah, she's
I wanted to speak to her because she is the social worker for the child, Jocelyn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
She says she's just a worker there. She's not going to come out and talk to
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. I'll stay off the property and I won't get back up and knock. I respect that, sir.
For hours, I stood in the sun, waiting for the caseworker to emerge from her home. But instead, a neighbor of hers approached me in an aggressive manner and threatened me.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Just so you know, you're on camera too.
That's fine.
Not by here.
That's fine. I'm with Breaking.
An hour after that encounter, another news reporter appeared on the scene and began to film and report on the situation. Soon after that, the police officer returned and we had this heated engagement.
Get it. Show it to me.
Hey, I'm not looking for comments.
Show it to me, buddy. I'm just saying. Just show it to me.
I'm not looking for anything. You
Well,
wanna stay out here all day? Stay out here all day?
well, I'm saying though, you're lying or they're lying because they don't have any video footage of me. Yeah, they don't have any video footage of me knocking on their doorbell at all. From the last time you came out here, that's my Scout's honor, sir. I told you, hey, you told me she don't want to come out. I never ever went nowhere near on their property again. All right, that's fine. That's fine. They can bring it down to your station because they don't have it. That's fine. Yeah. They didn't show you no video footage though, right? They didn't show you any video footage of me. No, this guy just asked me not to point the camera at his house. I didn't get into it with nobody. He just asked me not to point the camera at his house and then he threatened me. He said, I'm not the type that'll call the cops. And I said, was that a threat, sir? And then I didn't point the camera at his house anymore. Yeah, but I haven't spoke but to one of them, so. We're harassing people? Oh, okay, all right. Well, if I broke the law, sir, you can arrest me and I will not resist, I promise. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Shortly after that engagement, I received word that the caseworker might sign the release of the child if I would take my cameras and get out from in front of her house. I gladly left, but went over to the Bokenkamp shelter to film and was again confronted by the Corpus Christi Police Department.
You know why we're here?
No, sir.
No. Okay, we got a call because they just want
wanted to make sure that you are aware of the rules and what you should and should not be doing.
I'm not going to go on the property line, right?
That's correct, yes. And
Is this the private property?
this is actually public, the
Okay.
sidewalk.
The
Right.
sidewalk is fine.
Yeah.
Anything past the sidewalk here is considered their property.
Okay.
So.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes,
That's
I
why we just want to
understand.
make sure you
Yes,
understand.
if I step over there, I'm trespassing. I will not
Right,
do
because
that.
they don't want you on the
Okay.
property. That's correct.
Understood.
Yeah. Also, if access is blocked to the sidewalk, that could be a problem too.
So if somebody's coming walking down and I block them, or just
Just this right now, you're blocking the
okay,
sidewalk.
all right.
Yeah. So if you want to move your camera onto the grass, that'd be fine.
Is that private property?
No, that's public.
Are you sure?
That's right away.
I'm positive.
Okay.
right
I
away.
want to make sure I don't want to get
No,
tackled to the ground here.
that's referred to as public right away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't
public.
sure.
Yeah, the city has access to this. The
Okay.
public does too. They do have to maintain this.
So if they're coming to mow and I need to move.
Well, yeah.
I can go across the street to the bus station.
Yeah.
Bus stop. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for having no problems out of me, sir. I promise to obey the law and not cause anybody no harm or harass anybody.
That's fine. That's
Just covering a story about a young lady that's in here being detained.
Shortly after that encounter, I was guaranteed by several parties that the caseworker would be releasing the child, but that the release would happen in Los Angeles, California. I left Corpus Christi and drove 4 hours to Houston, where I caught a flight to Los Angeles to witness this emotional and powerful reunification between Perla and her daughter. Nexus Services Humanos president and attorney Mario Williams said that the Trump administration is to blame for what he claims are these unconstitutional separations.
The person to blame here is the Trump administration. The Trump administration continues to double and triple down on a policy that is blatantly unconstitutional. We're going to continue to fight this policy. We have a court date hopefully within the next 60 days to challenge the constitutionality of the policy so we can rejoin and reunite and do our part in making sure families come back together again.
Yoselin and Perla were also reunited with Yoselin's father, who has been living and working in the United States for 10 years, but never went back to Guatemala to see his wife and daughter because his legal status in this country will not allow him re-entry if he leaves. The family will reside in California as Perla awaits her official immigration asylum hearing. Nexus Services has vowed to continue suing the government until every last family that is separated due to the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy is reunited. In Los Angeles, Theodore Whitelow for Breaking Through.